ここに住まわせてください。お願いいたします。
こちらは不倫とか三角関係とかドロドロなのを勘弁してくれれば、父親のいる生活に馴染みがないなら、その一夜限りの関係ってやつでも。あ、僕は何を言ってるんだろう。
My friends, we're at a really interesting crossroads right now with 𝐒𝐿𝐼MICHI. To get the elephant in the room out of the way right at the beginning of the video, let me say this. I enjoyed the heck out of episode number 7. I think Makoto interviewing the different races of monsters, or I guess hybrid people, whatever whatever demons, beast people, whatever you want to call them, other kind. Him doing the interviews was hilarious and I really enjoyed it. The main thing that I said last week and I still genuinely stick to this week is the episodes that tend to lean more on Mio and that tend to lean more on Tomoe are really, really entertaining episodes. This week kind of spread their wings a little bit, where Tomoe and Mio still kind of had cameos and they still showed up this episode. And Mio still interacted with Inunaki, whatever the other hero girl's name is. I forget what her name is. But so we still had them in this episode. But really the main crux of this episode was interviewing, these other races to come and be part of the Demiplane. The elephant in the room is, although I was entertained, and I think that's the goal of any media is, are you entertained, right? Like if I'm reading a book, if I'm reading a light novel, am I absorbed in it and am I entertained? If I'm reading a manga, am I entertained to flip the page? If I'm watching an anime, am I entertained enough to watch one more or to finish it till the end, or whatever that case is? If I'm watching a movie, am I entertained enough to rewatch it again in the future? If I'm watching a show, same thing, on and on and on and on and on, music, blah, 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 blah. That's the goal. What I will say, and the elephant in the room that I kind of said, a couple minutes ago, the main thing of this is I don't think that this is moving the story forward. And that's kind of where I'm stuck at just a little bit. And that's kind of where I'm getting stuck a little bit with this show. Now, you might say, yo, but Dom, you're entertained. What's the problem? And there really isn't a problem. I'm entertained and I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. My main thing, though, and I have to be upfront, is like, if I wasn't reviewing this on a weekly basis, and I know maybe you're out there like, yo, you don't have to, and I don't have to, but I committed to, I'm going to be here every week of this show, and I would like to share hype, and I would like to share tears, I would like to share anger, maybe, whatever it is, I like to share those feelings with, with you guys, and, with you specifically, and that's what I'm here for. But I think if I wasn't and I was just a viewer, like if I was just a viewer and 𝐒𝐿𝐼MICHI isn't like my favorite thing in the world, where I would say season 1 was, but if it wasn't my favorite thing in the world, I would say I would pause this show and I would come back mid to end of the season and I would watch it all at once, because what they're doing is they're slowly building up, right? This week's, okay, so let me take you through the thing. So the first few episodes we had Makoto setting up himself as being a teacher, setting himself up in this other city, setting up his marketplace, to be his merchant place and stuff like that. Then the show solidified the heroes. It introduced us to the heroes, introduced us to their first brush with Makoto and Tomoe and Mio, did all of that. Now it's transitioning back to the Demiplane, getting more races into the Demiplane, kind of like expanding the Demiplane. And it's doing all this before shit begins to hit the fan. And then, the story really starts to get going with the big thing that comes next. Is it the demented hero? Is it, Demon King? Is it Goddess? Like, whatever that next thing is, it's getting all of it set up for that and slowly laying the bricks of the foundation so that when we get there, we are familiar with the heroes. We're familiar with the struggles to get the merchant business set up. We're familiar with the struggles of Makoto and the Goddess. We're familiar with, the Demiplane and the different races that are there. So when, an angel girl shows up, we're not like, who the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, it's doing all the things the right way. My problem, and it's again not a problem, but my nitpick is because we, me and you are sitting here every week. We watch, we wait a week. We watch, we wait another week. We watch, maybe that's a bye week. Maybe it's a holiday or whatever, and maybe we wait 2-3 weeks and then we wait again, and then that's what happens with shows that get 25 episodes. Is there's a break in between. Usually episode 11, 12, or 13. There's a 1 week to month and a half break that we get, and then it comes back to finish off the season. But because we're there waiting, the episodes that are slowly building, it's like, well, I want the next thing. And I think that's kind of where it is with Tsukimichi. Now, again, pumping the brakes, pumping the criticism is, I was thoroughly entertained this week, even though it was a contextual episode about the Demiplane and getting the races set up. I freaking found it funny when Emma the pig got all up in arms about the little fairies, and she was looking at she was dogging Makoto, like, yo, what are you doing, dude? Like, yo, get these little fairies the F out of our place. And she took it like that was hilarious. When Makoto was succumbing to the Masuda girls, the girls who can turn stuff to stone, whatever Medusa girls, they were just big booby girls who happened to have the ability to turn stuff to stone, but they didn't have a snake body like they normally do. They didn't have tentacly hair or anything. Like, they were just fine pieces of wine. And our boy Makoto went. He was like, "Yo, let's make babies." I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, just visit me at night. He's like, "I don't know what I'm saying. I can't. You're welcome to my Demiplane." You know what I mean? That was hilarious. The time that they spent with like the flying people, angel people. I'm not really sure what they are. I like that dialogue there. That one went to more serious, and he kind of felt more for them. He's like, I think you guys would be in a good spot here with being able to fly. So I liked all of that. And then being able to officially introduce them to the Demiplane, we saw them all kind of lined up. All the different races are joining the Demiplane. Basically, bro's getting an army. He's going to have like a high-level army and some of the most powerful beings on the world on his side, which is really, really cool to see. Also, Mio having to say goodbye to, again, Inagami, whatever the hero girl's name is, student council girl's hero name is. She had to say bye to her because she had to go back to her duties and stuff. And, Mio looking all cute this week, making snacks and stuff for Makoto. Like, I love seeing that because Mio has basically been, putting out just like death meals, and for her actually to make something edible, she made ranch or mayonnaise, and like she's winning the favor of Makoto. And the thing that keeps thinking in my head is, I think it was last week or the week before, Makoto said something because he was seeing the other girls at the academy being very hungry for his knob to secure their spot in life. He was like, honestly, Mio and Tomoe are a better option than these girls. At least I know they genuinely love me. And now that that door's been open, I like seeing how like they're gonna earn that more. Even Tomoe this week, I don't remember exactly the thing that occurred, because I watched the episode much earlier today. I didn't watch it I didn't just watch it, but Tomoe had jumped on him for something. Something occurred between them, and he got a little flustered by it. And Tomoe was like, "Ooh," and I was like, "Yeah, my boy." So, anyways, episode 7 was a really good episode. I was really entertained, but I do have to acknowledge that the core, genuine stuff we want to see, it hasn't served it up yet. I feel like we're nibbling at the appetizers, to get our palate wet before the big meal comes. And I think, because it's been slower, I think we're all just kind of hungry for the big meal. And again, I'm not going to speak for you. This is just me. I'm ready for some shit to go down. So, all right. I'll see you guys next week for episode 8. Hopefully we get more Mio and Tomoe. Peace, my friends.